Okay, so today we are going to do 4.7, and like I told you guys last time that we are going to learn how to form imperative statements, giving instruction in German, and how you can use that in your final exams, right? So this part will surely come in your final exam. So there is no excuse not to anticipate as much as you can, right? Because it's going to come in your exam. So let's all try and pay attention, right? But before we start, let's start with some basic vocabs when it comes to food. Let's check fruits. We have apfel as apple, banana as banana, orange as orange, and berry as strawberry, traube as grape, ananas as pineapple, papaya as pawpaw, and tiger nuts as tiger nuts. And vegetables, we have tomato as tomato, kartoffel, carote, salad, lettuce, and zwiebel as onion. Dairy products, we have milk as milk, käse as cheese, yogurt as yogurt, and butter as butter. And meat and fish, we have flesh as meat, Hähnchen as chicken, fish as fish, and Schinken as ham. Beverages, we have Wasser as water, Saft as juice, tea as tea, and coffee as coffee. And some others, we have broth as bread, Eier as eggs, Zucker as sugar, Sauce as salt, rice as rice, Ingwer as ginger, Knoblauch as garlic, U as oil, Nudeln as noodles, and Gewürze as spices. So let's check also some verbs related to food and kitchen. We have kochen as to cook, backen as to bake, schneiden as to cut, mischen as to mix, braten as to fry, grilling as to grill, schilling as to peel, washing as to wash, essen as to eat, and drinking as to drink. And some objects in the kitchen. So we have the top as pot, the pfanne as the pan, das Messer as knife, the Gabel as fork, the Löffel as spoon, the Teller as plates, das Glas as glass, the Tasse as the cup, and das Schneidebrett as the cutting board, the Kühlschrank as refrigerator, the head as stove, the Mikrowelle as microwave, and the Spule as sink. So these are some of the few objects and verbs and vocabs that you must know when it comes to food in German. Now let's check the imperative statements, right? And now at this stage, I assume that you know the statement rule and you know the modal verb rule. I think that's what we did last time. You know the W question rule and you know the yes or no question rule. So the last one that I'm going to add is the imperative statement. An imperative statement is used to give commands, instruction, or requests. So like anytime that you want to give command or instruction in German, such phrases, we call it imperative statement. So let's learn how to form imperative statement in German. And it's very simple. Like it's just like the numbers, right? If you will apply the rules, you can form any imperative statement that you want. And we are going to use three three pronouns. Just three pronouns to give instructions in German. We are going to use sie for the formal, and we are going to use du for the informal. We are going to use ihr for plural. So let's check how to form formal sie, right? And mostly that's what we are going to use in your exams. Forming imperative statement, the formal sie will follow the same structure like the yes or no question. In case you are forming a yes or no question, the structure is going to be verb plus subject plus other things. Imperative statement formal 2 is going to follow the same thing. So if I say that drinking Sie Wasser, it's going to imply that do you drink water? And if I say drinking Sie Wasser and I bring exclamation sign, it's going to mean drink water. It's going to be an instruction. So the only difference between a yes or no question and the formal way of saying imperative statement is just the exclamation sign. Apart from that, they are all the same. So if you are trying to ask question and you don't bring a question mark, that's why they will mark you wrong, because just taking the question mark from there can change the whole phrase. So we have, let's check more examples here. We have kommen Sie bitte zur Party. That is, please come to the party. If here was question mark, like it's going to be a question, to be that, do you come to the party? We have the verb, we have the pronoun, we have other things. Essen Sie das gute Essen? If here was a question mark, like it's going to mean that, do you eat the good food? But since we have exclamation sign here, it's going to be eat the good food. That is going to be an instruction. Drinking Sie Ihren Kaffee here is going to imply that drink your coffee here. If here was a question mark, like it's going to be that please drink your coffee here. Sorry, if here was a question mark, like it's going to be do you drink your coffee here? Then it's going to be a question. So kaufen Sie die roten Blumen is buy the red flowers. If here was a question mark, like it's going to be, do you buy the red flowers? And lesen Sie das spannende Buch is read the exciting book. So if here was a question mark, like it's going to be a question, do you read the exciting book? So in summary, anytime that you want to give instruction in German for the imperative formal, kindly start with the verb, follow with the pronoun, add your other information, then you bring your exclamation sign here. And that's going to be the formal. And that's what you are going to use in your exams, right? I'm going to explain that as we are progressing. But in case you have any question with what I've said so far, please ask before I progress. Okay, good. So let's check the informal, right? And the informal too is very simple. We are going to apply just two rules. First is that we first conjugate it. So let's take a like with the formal Z, let me use drinking. So drinking Z coffee, that means that drink coffee, right? When you want to use the do, you first have to conjugate it first. Take the xt from there and take the do from there. The only thing that we are interested in is just the drink. So in case you see drink coffee, then it's going to be informal imperative. For me, if I'm writing, I don't have to conjugate it first. I just go straight to my point. So maybe like if it is coughing, I just write cough, right? Because I've done it for a while. So I want you guys to understand why here is cough. Here is cough because you first have to conjugate it first and take the xt from there and take the do from there, and you'll be left with cough. So yeah. So let's check here. We have come, meet me at Zoom Park is come with me to the park. So this one, the first conjugated the coming to get do comes, took the do and the xt from there, they were left with come. So come, meet me at Zoom Park is going to mean that come with me to the park. And this that's lekkere essen is eat the delicious food. So you first have to conjugate essen, right? So when you conjugate essen, you get to do ist. And that one, you just take the T from there, and we take the do from there, and we are left with ISS. So that's why here is das lekkere essen. Same with drinking. So conjugating drinking, you get to do drinks. So do and xt at the end. So drink dein Wasser jetzt is drink your water now, right? So we took the xt from the end and we took the pronoun from the end and we had this one. This one is coughing. So when you conjugate coughing, again, you get to do coughs. So we take the xt from there, take the do from there. So we are just left with the cough, and it's going to be cough deficient Eiffel, that is by the fresh apple. And lies das interessante book is read the interesting book. So listen is do lists. So we take the xt from there and we take the do from there, right? But with the irregular verbs, right? Like the essen and so on, we keep the x. So there are some variations that you will learn as you are progressing, right? Like if you check a word like listen, it's going to be each listen and do lists, right? So this e changes to I, and it makes it irregular verb, but we don't say li, right? Same with essen. We get each essen and we get do ist, right? But we don't take this xt from there. We keep the x. So the irregular verbs, there are few variations where sometimes they will just take only the t from there, but not the complete xt from there. And the last one is the ear. That's plural. That one too is very simple. That one, you are going to conjugate it and just take the pronoun from there. So let's pick it from the formal again. So we have drinking the coffee. I drink coffee. The informal is going to be drink coffee. And the plural, you first conjugate it, right? When you should conjugate trinke, you get H trinke, do drinks, and SES drinks. So wir trinken and ihr trinkt. So the only thing that we are interested in for the plural is this one. So then it's going to be drinks coffee. So that one, we keep the T there. So kommt mit uns ins Kino is come with us to the cinema. and we keep the T there. And est, that's frische Obst, is eat the fresh fruit. So conjugating Essen plural, we get ear est. So we take the pronoun from there and we are just left with this one. So trinkt euer Limonade jetzt. And that one, we keep the T there and take the pronoun from there. And kauft die neue Schuhe is buy the new shoes. So informal plural. And lässt die Kursen testen is to read the short test. So in summary, that is everything for forming or giving instruction in German. One word that you will see a lot is gehen. Like if you are traveling, right, or somebody is giving you direction, you see that gear left, go left, right? They will not write the full gehen, and it's just coming from the word gehst. So this one is going to be imperative statement, informal. So I think that's everything that you must know about imperative. In case you have any question about that, please ask before I progress to what we are supposed to do next. Okay, so let's go to the class notes page, and I'm going to share these phrases there. Write under it and let me know whether it's formal imperative or informal or plural. So this one is a total of 7 questions. This one, I'm just giving you 5 minutes for that. Just write number 1, informal, number 2, plural, number 3, like that, right? Then we cross check the answers together. So I've said 6 minutes. 1 minute is for you to go to the page. 5 minutes is for the assignment. So we check the answers after 6 minutes. Let's start work. Okay. So let's cross-check the answers. So number one is cock the zupe. One is informal. So it's correct. Erica, why do you think that number one is informal? Erica, can you hear me?
This is directed to one person
He said
because it's directed to one person.
it's directed to one person. How did you know that it's directed to one person?
The is it could D?
Minutes, I'm coming. The answer, the explanation is not enough. Mr. Yao, why did you pick informal for number one? The T is not there. The explanation is not enough.
Okay. The is it could D? If it is plural, it is ear. It ends with the ear.
So it is informal because there is no XT at the end and there is no do, right? These are the two reasons. It's not having any pronoun and it's not having any XT. That is why it's informal. This one is formal because we have the key and we have the C and we have the other information. This one, there is no plural pronoun, but we have the T there. So it's going to make it plural. And Schneider is verbal. There is no XT, there is no pronoun. So it's going to be informal. And drinking Z Vasa is going to be formal since we have the verb, we have the pronoun and other things. And vast, the handle is plural because we have a T here. And this one is going to be informal because there is no pronoun and there is no XT. In case that's clear, you have or you don't understand anything, please ask. So Mr. Yao, the number six was wrong. Right? So it's supposed to be plural, informal plural, right? Mel, can you hear me? Selassie, can you hear me?
Yes.
Yes. Are you guys following?
Yes.
Yes. Yes. Okay. So at the exams, we are going to use the formal Z to make requests, right? But you can also use können to make a request in German. So that's going to be another option for you, right? Yesterday, when we did the rule for the modal verb, I told you that it's a subject plus modal verb plus other things plus main verb. So the modal verb is going to be a number two, right? So like if I pick a normal statement like who comes out Ghana, and I want to change this one to a question, I just bring the verb as number one and the pronoun at number two, and it's going to be a question. So I even gave you guys an article that I wrote yesterday that explain how verb will always be as number 2 in German. So like if verb should come to number 1, then it's going to be a question. So we can also apply that same logic to form a question from modal verb statement. So let's take it like, du kannst morgen reisen. Is you can travel tomorrow. So the modal verb is at number 2, and the main verb is going to be at the last part. So if I should bring the modal verb as number 1 and the pronoun at number 2, then it's going to be kannst du morgen reisen. Then it's going to be a question. So with this information, we can also use können to express ability or possibility, right? So kannst du mir helfen is can you help me? And konnt ihr mir helfen is can you all help me? And können Sie mir helfen is can you help me? So the modal verb is going to start and the main verb goes to the last end. And here is the conjugation. So we have ich kann, du kannst, es kann, wir können, ihr könnt, and sie können. So we start with the können, then we end with the main verb. So an example is können Sie mir den Weg zeigen is can you show me the way? So at the exams hall for the A1, like if you want to know more about your exams, today we are breaking it down. Like if you come to chat, grammar and exams, you have 3 subtabs here. We have topic which we have grammar. In case you don't understand any grammar question, you can come here, come and ask, right? In case you don't want to come and ask me, but you want personal studies. And you come to exams, you have speaking, you have listening, you have hearing. With the assignment that you guys are doing, if you are done with the class, you won't have to spend any time to prepare for listening, all right? With what you have done in class is going to be enough for you to go and pass the listening. That's why I want to be sure that you are all progressing very well. So what we are going to focus on after you are done with the class is your speaking, right? And the hearing too is going to be self-practice. After you are done, I will give you guys some links that you can use to practice your hearing. So when the class is over, the revision and all that is going to be self-learning. I have built more tools for you that you guys are going to use, and it has worked for several students, right? So these tools, there is no need to get any study partner, like it's not needed. The app is going to be your study partner, right? Because sometimes if you are doing a mistake or something, your study partner can't tell you, right? Since it's not something with answers there already. So there is no need for like any study partner. Just invest time and use the app as much as you can, and that one is going to help you. So this tab is for your speaking, okay? If you want to read more about it, you can just click this link here, and it's going to summarize how your complete listening is going to look like. So the part 1 is self-introduction. They are going to give you a card that you are going to introduce yourself. We'll check that later. Part 2 is question and answers. So they will give you a card. Let me open this one. And no, let me open this link here, the listen. And please note that, like if you open the listen, right, the link there is from Goethe website direct. And sometimes all you have to do is to just take your time and glance through, right? So this is where you get the A1 accessible training materials. So if you click this one, just click this one and open it. So the types of this one is the type 1, which they are going to give you a card like this. Then you introduce yourself with your name, your age, your country, where you stay, the language, your job, and hobby. But we are not yet here. So don't stop what you are doing and just come here. Especially if you are not done with your assignment number 7 and number 8. You have a lot of time. And the course is designed for you to come here at the right time. So please, if you are at number 6, number 7, make sure that you finish those ones when the time is due before you come to this particular part. Ties Vi, we are going to check it later, but the Ties Vi is, they will give you a card like this with a tema. Tema simply implies that topic, and this one is going to imply that keyword. So you just use this keyword to ask question. So you have the option to use W question or yes or no question, which I've given you guys all the 2 rules for W question and the yes or no question. So if you see something like this, all you have to do is to ask question. Again, we are not yet here. So where our focus is going to be today is the third part, tie dry. The tie dry, they are going to show you a picture and you must make a request. So like if it's a book, you can say that bring me the book. We just did it. Bringing Zimie, that book. Like if it's CD or music, you make a request. So they have a list of sample pictures that you can get. And I also have some here. This link here, like if you scroll down, I have this link. If you open it, you can find a couple of pictures that you are going to get. So just scroll down and you come and find this document here. And I've placed how you can make such requests by it. So let's take a like. We have bringing Zimie BT iron glass Wasser, right? So this one is please bring me a glass of water. Do you think this one is formal, imperative, or informal, or plural?
Formal.
Formal. Good. Or in case you want to use the können, then the main verb goes to the last end. So it's going to be können Sie mir ein Glas Wasser bringen? So it's the same thing here. Bringing Sie mir bitte ein Glas Wasser, right? So I just brought the können here and took the bringing to the last end. And you have several ways that you can respond. So you come back to it and come and pick one. You can use in Ordnung. You can use eine Moment bitte and so on. So kindly take some time and glance through these pictures and get used to it or get used to them, especially if you want to go and write your exams, right? And I always tell students that with how things are structured here, in case you make just little efforts, you make things more easier for you. You just go once, then you pass your exams and you go. Right now, getting a slot is very difficult. First, they will open the exams on Monday, they will close it down on Friday. Then it came to Monday to like Thursday, it came from Monday to Wednesday, Monday to Tuesday, and now just Mondays. And now they open the exams dates, the form to fill to register for the exam, and just 5 minutes is closed. Just 5 minutes. So don't waste any time. Like if you want to go and write the exams, just kill yourself and do your best. And this one shouldn't take you more than 15 minutes. Okay, because even me trying to find slots for you to go and write the exams, like it's a whole lot of tax. All right. So I don't want the situation where you must go and pay different money and come back again. I'll also charge you again, like in case you come back. Me find you. See, when you come back again, I will take the money again. And Goite will take the money. So like it's too much stress. So please, let's make the best out of it. With just small efforts, you are going to be okay. So just glance through all these pictures and get used to it, right? You can use like you have like 4 months ahead of you or 2 months because you write the exams in January or February. So regardless of everything, just glance through all these pictures and get used to it and see if you can make a request from it. So this is how you are going to practice, right? So you come to the following up again, and you come to the charts, grammar, and exams, this stuff, and you come to the speaking, and you come and open this one. In case you forget everything I'm saying, just read through the prompt and you'll be fine, right? So just open this link. So open speaking practice. And this link is going to open for you. So we have your student code here. Just type your student code there. Okay. So let's take like this my student code. So I type it there and I just click login and it's going to log in. So after you log in, this is going to be your interface. So you have your name here, your level here, and the tie that you are going to select. So know that we have the tie 1 and the tie 2 and so on. Tie 2 is where you have the question and the answers, but we are focusing on tie 3, right? So like if you see tie 3, you can pick any of them. So here I have about 11 prompts or something. That's you can check your expression with it. And in case you should do the recording and send it to me, the things that I will tell you, I've trained this AI to do the same thing for you. So I know that it's going to give you good suggestion. And everything that you are going to do, I will see it from behind. I will see all your data, like everything that you are doing. So I will know those who are practicing and those who are not practicing. Sometimes if you are doing the mistakes, I can chip in. I can just test you and let you know that I check your audio and you are doing mistake A or B or C. So all the recording that you are going to do, I will hear it. I will see everything. So I'll just be behind and just monitor what you guys are doing. Okay. So we have radio and marking. So you have these two tools here. You are just going to start recording. So unmarking is to switch on, and radio. So let's take like they have given you this one, and you want to say that switch on the radio. You can use the Conan and simply say that Conan Z dash radio unmarking. Mostly, like if you are making a request, we use code, right? If you want it to be more polite. So code in German is going to be content. We just add T here. So counting Z, that's radio and marking. Or like if I want to use the formal, this one is a verb that we can separate. So there is no modal verb. That's what we did yesterday. So it's going to be marking Z, that's radio, and I mean that switch on the radio. So pick the one that is easier for you, but I feel like the counting is more easier. So you just start with the conan, then you take the main verb to the last end. So these are further information for you that you can read through, but like it's basically everything that I've told you. In case you want AI as your partner to practice with, you can just take this one. And though like it's not going to speak for you, but it will give you some lines. Then you get an idea, right? Or see that Max do that's radio and yeah, each market is an past monitors do horn. So there I gave you a sample of how it's supposed to look like. In case you don't need it, just untick this part here and click start recording. So let me start recording. Counting Z, that's radio and marking. Yeah, each can, that's radio and marking. So I asked and I answered myself. So like if you ask the question, please answer yourself because you don't have any steady partner. At the exams hall, you won't answer yourself, but you ask the question, then your partner will answer. Then your partner to ask you the question, then you also answer. So you need both skills. You must know how to ask question and how to respond. So after you are done, you can listen to yourself. Counting Z, that's radio and marking. Like if everything is fine, then you can ask AI to mark and give feedback. So you just click this one and it's going to mark your answer for you. So there's the feedback. For the meantime, just ignore this one. This one is for A2 students. I'm supposed to take it out, but I've been very tight, so I've not been able to do that. So this is going to be your feedback. So it's going to tell you, so you did a nice job with your requests. Content that's radio and marking. However, adding more detailed would improve your response. Please ensure you include a reaction explanation like why you are asking, right? So the response can be like, try to expand the phrases a bit more like each monitor music horror. So maybe when you get the picture, instead of just saying counting Z that's radio and marking, you can add one line to it and say that each monitor music horror. So can you open the music or on the music or on the radio, and you can add that I would like to listen to music. So that's how it's going to train you. And if you should use it very well, I know that the third part of your exams shouldn't be like any problem. So this is what you are going to use to practice for the third part. Please, I hope it's clear. Do you have any question about that? Good. So there are other parts here. In case you want to practice, I don't have a problem. But where my focus is the tie dry here, right? So that should be all for today, and you can use the remaining time for the practice. And if I should meet you again, we will go to listening and hearing number 9 and 10, right? That's for tomorrow, right? Okay.